Hi there, Chris here with yet another update on my lynx. Figured I might as well get some more work done on it. I just finished doing Way of the Brush, and so now it's time to do a little bit of painting. I also created a little bit of another video. As of late, not a lot of videos being produced by myself other than, the Way of the Brush, a few of these vlogs, that kind of thing. Well, because I haven't had a lot of games in. I've had a few games, but I never filmed them. Like, I've been playing War Machine, but I'd never filmed them. I've been having kind of trouble figuring out what I want to do for War Machine. I have a War Machine bat rep I've been working on, but I did it with like 3 cameras, and so I've just been trying to sync all the footage up. It's using the audio as a syncing, and so it's just kind of a bit of an undertaking, and it's like an hour and some long video, and so it's in clips, and so yeah. But I wanted to do something special, and then so I've also been kind of having trouble kind of coming up with like an intro video for those bat reps, and yeah, because for my Warhammer bat reps, I have the Samhan thing, right, and it captures kind of the 40K, and and so I want something like that for my War Machine bat reps, and yeah, so that's why I haven't really posted a lot. Like, I play more War Machine, but I haven't supposed to play Owen. This is Saturday today, the March something or other. I'm supposed to play Owen tomorrow, so hopefully have a bat rep up. Hopefully maybe we can do a couple games, maybe 2 games. 2 games would be good. If we can do 2 games. Owen, if you're watching this, let's do 2 games. And if you're not, you smell. So, lynx. Let's do the lynx. We're going to work on the canopy today. I don't know if we're going to get to much else, as I don't have a whole lot of time. And so some of you might remember, or maybe you've forgotten, I don't know. I had gotten the lynx up to this sort of standard. Nice and glossy. Don't worry, there'll be more gloss. One person had suggested, I can't remember who it is now, but one person had suggested leaving the chevrons matte like this. I kind of like that idea, but once I put the serpent in, it'll be kind of like fiddly to leave the serpent in matte, or or he stays gloss because it's a decal, right, or transfer. And I think I like the idea of the matte chevrons, but I think the whole thing is just gonna get glossy. Then I'll probably pick out like the grills, possibly the cannons. Anything black will probably stay matte. Like the cannon, I like the cannon being matte like this. Well, I haven't really looked at this, but yeah, that iridescent medium, man, I thinned it down too far that time. Now I can see a slight little texture on everything. But anywho, enough whining about that. Canopy. Now you can see the canopy already is red, and in fact, here, let's pull the canopy off, and let's put the tank away, because we don't really need the tank out for now, because we're only going to work on the canopy. And you can see the canopy is already, here, let's go in close here. You can see the canopy is already, like, the trim is red, and the glass, you can see the glass is still fairly clear, and that was done with the Tamiya clear green. I don't think I've filmed this entire thing, right? No, because, no. The canopy is done in Tamiya clear green. You know what, I should probably give this a quick dusting, because we are going to be, I'm just going to use my airbrush. And we're going to mask off these other areas. Now, the other thing I was concerned about is the underside, and I was going to put some masking fluid on the underside, but I really don't want to. And in fact, I think what I'll probably do is, because a friend of mine, Tyler, over at Slapdash Minis, he had given me a little thing of silly putty. And it was funny that he had given me that silly putty because, like, I think recently, just like shortly before that, I had watched Les from Awesome Paint Job, his little tutorial on using silly putty as a masking. And, geez Louise, dropping bits down. Oh, gotta get this, gotta bend over. Oh, I think I pulled something bending over. But I didn't think silly putty would work well as far as a masking is concerned. And I've got Vallejo's masking fluid. They call it liquid frisket. It's water-based for masking areas to be protected. Use with a brush or pen. How would you use a pen with this? You couldn't load up a pen, could you? Or like one of those big fountain pens maybe? Because it is really liquidy. It's really soft and liquidy. Do not leave applied for long periods. Now I don't know why they post that recommendation. Ooh, you can see like little bits in there. I don't know if it's not mixing or what. But anywho, this stuff is like a, it's a light silicone based material. It's really rubbery once it's dried, and it smells. It doesn't smell good, but most silicone based stuff, like latex and stuff like that, it smells like that kind of stuff, and it's really good. And yeah, so this stuff is really fun. The other little part of its directions are to remove, peel, or rub carefully once dry. Test it on the surface before use. Shake lightly before application. Can't even read. Keep from freezing. Not sure why they say keep from freezing. I don't know what would happen. Maybe something separates in there once it freezes. Something, you know, because different materials, right, once they freeze at different layers, and you know, you can have some real serious separation. I don't know. But anyway, this, now it says shake lightly, but I've been shaking this for like, what, a minute now? And yeah, so we're going to do some liquid masking. We're going to liquid mask off the little glass areas. We're going to spray. I'm probably going to use silly putty to protect the other side of this. In fact, let me go get my silly putty. Where is my silly putty? Got my silly putty. Oops, geez, rolling over the cords. Rolling over my hose, man. My hose. Oh, my hose. Oh, my hose. My hose. My hose. I'm just going to record this whole thing. I think even once the compressor kicks in, it's going to get nice and loud. I probably don't need that much silly putty. Let's tear off a little bit. Oh, it's funny how silly putty is so liquidy, and yet it's so strong. Like, you can't really, it's not easy to pull apart, right? Or at least maybe because this stuff is fresh, I don't know. But anywho, let's slap some of this silly putty in there. Try and protect our previous efforts. Let's mush that right in there. Yeah, I like the concept of using silly putty. It kind of gives me something to hang on to too, provided it doesn't shift too much on me. I'm just trying not to get too much onto the under rim here, you know, the part that really you wouldn't see once the canopy is down, but I'd rather hit that and obscure it with paint rather than, you know, kind of coming in. Ah, screw it, I'll leave it. Hell with it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to spray this. I am going to have to get my little vise, I suppose. Have a little junk drawer of all my crazy tools and stuff. And so, yeah, sometimes whenever I'm using to hang on to little fiddly bits and things like that, I use this little jeweler's vise. I've had this for a long time. I often use it for just this sort of job. I think the last time I was, like, this is not the first time I've used liquid mask for this particular job on, you know, an Eldar canopy. I am custodian of a couple dark Eldar vehicles, and I was testing out some stuff. That's not tight enough. That's still not tight. No, I tightened the wrong way. Oops. Silly Chris. Silly rabbits. And yeah, I was testing it out on one of those models. There we go. Is that nice and tight? I don't want to shatter it either, though, because, you know, clear plastic is pretty fragile. It's very brittle. So let's change camera angles here, and so that we can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, kids. So we're going to do the canopy. We're going to apply some liquid mask Now this stuff, I don't like, you know, normally I would say, you apply this stuff to a palette and use it and whatever. I'm just going to use it straight out of the bottle. It is water soluble, as it says. Sorry, I'm just kind of straightening up my stuff here. Now, I was asked early in the show today, you know, about synthetic and sables. Well, today, you're going to watch me use a synthetic on a material that's not quite a paint, just for the main reason of what I was talking about today, that, you know, the synthetics do have their place in, you know, in my opinion, and, you know, I do use them, but they usually get the jobs that, you know, are not really for regular paintbrush. You know what, I'm going to put a little bit of water on this just to get this to a point. And again, this liquid mask, or liquid frisket I should say, is water soluble, not drawing too much onto my brush, and we just basically apply it right onto the model. And I'm just trying to get it around. Because of the viscosity of the surface tension of the plastic, the clear plastic, it doesn't quite sit immediately. It pools up kind of like, you know, like a paint wheel. And that's fine, because once you start playing with it just a little bit and start mushing it around. Now, again, like I said, this stuff... Oh, already starting to dry there. Crap. I'll have to wait for that layer to dry. Now, we shouldn't have to do too many layers. We should only have to do, I believe, 2. Because I think even I've had it recommended that you don't do too many layers with this stuff. I've used this stuff before. It doesn't mess up the glass. I think I've left it for like 24 hours one time when I was playing with this, and it didn't do anything to the glass. It didn't, you know, create any kind of misting or milky or anything like that. It didn't mess with it at all. But again, that was only 24 hours, and it says like a long period of time, so I don't know. And if it messes up on you, I do apologize, but hey, you use at your own risk. And yeah, so I'll just keep working my way around here, getting this into these little areas. And last time when I was removing it, well, we'll probably see last, like, you know, once I get to removing it. But we'll probably have to leave this to dry for a little bit. I can't remember if it takes a long time. I don't think so. And you can see it's kind of drying, kind of clear as it's going. You can see there's areas already drying. And I honestly don't remember if that's what it's supposed to do, but I kind of remember it drying differently. But it's been a little while since I used this stuff. Yeah, see, look, it's gumming up inside my brush here. See, that's why I use synthetics. For this job, anyway. So we're going to let that dry a moment. And it's actually drying pretty quick, so I'm probably not going to have to wait long. I'm probably okay with one layer, but, you know, I'm a finicky kind of guy. You see this stuff, it's kind of like boogers. That's really kind of a weird comparison, but it's kind of, what does it feel like on your fingers? It feels kind of like a booger. But yeah, so you can see the liquid mask. You can't really tell from here, but you see I got a little too much there, but that's fine. I mean, we can always fix that up later. And I'm going to need my gold, because we're going to be using gold for this, and I'm going to be using fresh blood. Fresh blood, golden fresh blood, right? That's how we did the effect on the main body of the tank. We're going to duplicate that, essentially. That's the whole point of this. Working on this little canopy. And I'm just giving my paints a good shake ahead of time, because we're going to jump right into the airbrushing as soon as I am done shaking my paints. Yeah, so if you guys have been watching this, and, you know, wondering what the hell is Chris on? Well, Pressure's not on anything. Look at this gunk. Look at how it just kicks up in there. You know what? That's annoying me. I'm going to take some paper towel and I'm going to clean that schmutz out. Holy crap. Yeah. Whew, man, this stuff, it smells funny. And not ha-ha funny either. It's like, what the good gravy is that? Because, wow. Yeah, man. And as some of you, oh, look at that sticking right there. Oh man, that's like a nugget. There we go, a nugget. It's a little nugget. It's squishy too. So anyway, yeah, got the bottle sitting open here. This stuff does dry pretty quick. I think that is pretty self-evident, right? So let's put another quick little layer on here. And we shouldn't have any trouble with coverage this time because, yeah, it's going right on this time now. You really don't want to overwork it. And, you know, you're not too, oh crap, Ola's. Yeah, see, that might not have been dry. Shoot. You know what, I'm going to let it pool up a little bit here. Because I might be already messing this up, kids. I am laying just a little heavy layer here just because I kind of messed that up. Now they don't really recommend applying it that heavily. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, I'm kind of messing with it. I might have messed that part up. Hopefully it doesn't screw up anything. Applying this layer pretty fast. You got to try and commit to the brush stroke really quickly. You don't want to you know, play with it too long, because yeah, see how as it dries really rapidly, it'll pull at your other layer. And so, yeah. Oh, Chris was playing with it too much. Go blind. Go blind with it. Go blind if you play with it too much. And there we go. Let's use this side. You know what? We're just going to apply this stuff really heavily anyway. It should be fine. It's just, you know, a little longer to dry, I believe. Oh, that's a little too much. Oh well. And you see how sometimes I'm overplaying with it there, and I can feel it pulling. And just try. Oh crap! Screw it. Finicky stuff. Piss me off. All right, so I'm going to pause a moment, let that dry, and we are going to come back. Alrighty, so we're back, and you can see mask cleared nice and dry. It's only been a few minutes since I shut the camera off. You can see there's a bit of, I kind of messed that up, but that's okay. When it's nice and thick and chunky like that, it should make it fairly easy for it to come right off. So let's get to some airbrushing. Now some of you, I don't know if it was here or if it was elsewhere, I think it was here, have asked more of like how I clean out the paints. So I guess I can show that. I guess it's not really any kind of secret. I mean, like excuse me, I'm burping all over the place here. Enjoying Dave Patalia's cookies. And again, thanks Dave, if you're watching this. And if you're not, well, then whatever. So, sorry, I'm playing with my silly putty. So yeah, so normally whatever I do is I fill it up. Once I'm ready to change colors, I add a bunch of water. I just dump the cup, flush it, water, then I shoot a little bit of Windex, and I made this little thing here. This is obviously for overspray. This is just an old container that I filled with a little bit of water. Just put an inch of water. I cut a little port out, and in hindsight, I probably should have cut the port out up here, I think, just so I had more angle here, because I kind of put it up into the side here, and it's just, you know, kind of spraying everywhere. But anyway, and then because it's got this screw top lid, and this is like Woodland Scenics, and I cleaned it out and flushed it and everything like that. And I took the little sponge, you know, we get like from War Machine, and you know, those little sponges, and capped that in there, screwed it on top, just act as a bit of a filter as when I'm overspraying, and you know, you'll see kind of the spray come out. But that's often what I use for just spraying it out, because just spraying it into the air, and you know what I mean, like it just makes the whole office smell like crap, and that's no good. So make sure everything's working. Everything's good. Got some fresh water here. Oh, you know what? I need a paper towel. See, look at that. Rushing through things. Don't ever rush through things. Take your time. Enjoy your painting. Enjoy yourself. And let me grab just a little bit of water here. I just want to quickly just give it a little run through. But yeah, see? I just spray inside there. Just so that I'm not spraying it out into the open, spraying across anything, or you know, what have you. And actually I'm going to move this jar over here, because when I dump the color, or whatever's left of the color, I'm good to go. So, we're not going to need too much, I just threw a couple drops in there. And, just quickly spray. Probably should have a glove on for this, but oh well. And, oh, I got this little, been painting this little guy for Dave's Army here. I borrowed it the other day for a painting thing, and yeah, I figured, oh, screw it, I started playing around with the skin tone and stuff. So, we're just going to lay down the gold. Coming out pretty good. The gold tends to come out pretty darn good for this Minotaur. I like the gold. I'm still not a huge fan of silver. The silver I still have issue with. And anybody who's been using Minotaur, they'll kind of know what I'm talking about, because silver is just not your friend. I think that's good enough. Let's see a bit of red there, but that's okay. Thought I heard something. Anyway. So, normally if there's a lot of water in there, or a lot of paint, I would just, you know, really fill this up. Kind of really heavily dilute it. Then I just quickly dump the entire pot. You know, you can see there it's mostly kind of flushed, right? Then really quickly, I just grab a bit more water. You don't have to fill the entire cup up. And then I spray it into my dilly mabob. I kind of work it back and forth too, just, you know, to kind of work the needle, kind of clear. Okay, and you can see right now, it's, you know, pretty clean already. There's still a little bit of dried gold here, and I usually take my little paper towel, quickly wipe. You can see, not bad. You can see the thing's pretty good right now, but because I am a bit of a neat freak and what have you, just take 2 little dabbles of Windex, give it a quick shot in there, and usually with the Windex, once it's sitting into the cup, I'll just draw the thing back, and you can see it was kind of dripping out there. Just draw it back so it can get up inside here, and then spray. And that way, she should be pretty flushed. Now, it was gold that I was just working with, so we're not going to really be able to see, you know, how much was actually flushed very well. But, as I'm quickly looking in here, I don't see any gold floating around, so it should be pretty darn good. And then I just spray into my overspray. This is just water, you know. You can't see it quite right now because of the way the camera is, but, you know, through the top of the jug there, you can see just the dust and the paint fumes or what have you just kind of floating around. Yeah, so there. And that's really quickly just how I flush out color. Just really quick. Yeah, I laid out too much damn, too much liquid mask that time, because I was screwing around with it over here and it looks really heavy, and I don't think I'm going to get the effect I want. It's going to be a pain. It's going to be a pain. It's going to be a pain. So, we're just going to grab our fresh blood. Is this fresh blood? Yeah, it's fresh blood. Had to make sure. Grab our fresh blood. Couple drops. And this stuff sometimes runs funny on me out of these little flip tops. Also too, yeah, it'll like kind of, you can see it's on my finger here. You can see how it's splattered on my napkin. Oh, it's on my work area. Oh, this angers me up sometimes. Just the way these things flow. So anyway, not a whole lot in there because we're not working with a lot. Okay, and the way the coloring was on my lynx, there was more gold running through the center, so I'm going to shade off to the sides and try and leave more gold. I'm not going to fret too much about trying to, match too heavily, but, I do want it to be fairly close. Man. You can already hear the tip getting dry. Dry tip. Red on that side here. Yeah, see, I really should have had my gloves on. Oops. Oops. And I should have my respirator on too, but I don't have that on either, so. Bad, Chris, I know. Yeah, there we go. Let the paint flow through you. So I was just concentrating it just on its sides, as you can see here. Okay. Okay. And just a quick little over bit. You know what? I think that's it. That's all. And the brush is empty anyway. So now, to flush the color. So like I said before, I usually give it just a quick little dilution of water. See, the water's pretty heavy there. Just dump it into my jar. You can see it rinses out pretty darn good. Get a bit more water. You can still see the water is still somewhat pink. So quickly again. Flush. I usually work the trigger back and forth while I'm doing this, just to, differentiate the pressure on the needle, just to help anything that's kind of clinging to the needle and inside the shaft, just to, dislodge, as it were. And then really quickly here, just grab the thing, wipe the excess out, because you can see here, like whatever collects along the bowl. And oftentimes, I do this a lot with a lot of paints, especially when trying to run like GW colors through it. I'll thoroughly rinse it out, because the GW colors, they'll get gunky inside there, and then, they'll get caught inside there. So real quick, just work the hammer back and spray under overspray. And this way too, that the fumes for the Windex and the ammonia that's in it doesn't get atomized too badly into the air. I mean, I'm not kidding myself here. I know it's getting atomized, and I'm breathing a small amount of it in, but that's why you should have the respirator. But see, a little bit of water, looks okay, looks pretty flushed. And spray a little bit more. There we go. Okay, take a paper towel. You can see there's a little bit of suds and such through there. Clean out the brush. Looks pretty darn good. Check my needle. Make sure my needle's not gummed up. Everything looks good. Everything's working. It flows nice and freely. Sometimes too, even when I'm working with like GW colors and stuff like that, I'll pull the needle out and just give it a quick wipe down. All I do really quickly with this, because I'm using a Badger, but I mean, I'm sure it works with most. I'll just take it out real quick, give it a look, give it a feel, You can see there's quite a bit up in here. And then normally I'll just give it a quick wipe, or I'll just hit it with a bit of Windex, just like that, on the rag. Oh, jeez, I just poked myself with the thing. And wipe the needle off really fast. Nothing, you know, nothing too extensive, just a quick little wipe down. Did you see that? I poked myself with the needle. Oh, it's getting late for old Chris. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, just a little bit of water. Okay, so that's that part of the airbrush usage for the moment. Then I have to wash my hands. Looks like I was doing some nail art. I should do like little hearts. What would you guys do if you saw little hearts on the videos? Paint little hearts or something on my fingernails. Okay, so the next part is removing the liquid mask. Let's undo my vise. Don't need this for the moment. We are probably safe to remove the silly putt. There we go. Silly putt keeps the glass nice and clear. Silly putty is got a little bit of paint on it, but I don't think the paint sticks to the silly putt, does it? I don't know. I've never really used silly putty. This is the first time I've used it as a masking agent. So I'll put this away. Put this away. Put my little pipette away. Got my brushes. Got my little canopy. And so the next part is removing the liquid mask. Now they say you can rub it off. I've seen using erasers and such to remove it. I often will just use an X-Acto blade, and I'll just go for a little corner, somewhere nice and inconspicuous, and then just try and peel it away. Son of a gun, I got the rail. Look, I messed this up already. I messed it up. Come on. Today. Arg. Arg. Oh, Chris is not happy. Oh, yeah, look at, I got the whole damn. Oh, that sucks. Somehow, I got too much damn liquid mask onto the model. Arg. Oh, Chris is not happy. Chris is not happy at all. I am gonna have to do this all over again. Look at, how the hell did I do that? I'm peeling all the paint off. Oh, you know what? I forgot to seal this damn thing. Oh, I'm an idiot. Or you know what? Maybe because I played with it too much. Maybe there's too much gunk. Maybe I should have reprimed this. Arg. Oh. Yeah, I think I messed this up. Well, obviously I messed it up. Well, that was a lot of wasted effort. No, because I put the liquid mask down. But you know what though? I think because I've handled this piece too much, the paint didn't get to sit properly on it. I probably should have put down a primer layer. Or possibly clean this layer of paint off and then repaint it. I'm wondering if that's what I should do. Now I'm bummed out. That didn't work at all. That didn't work at all for poor old Chris. Yeah, because no, I messed up, I think. This paint just kind of flaking right off. Let's take a moment here. Okay, so Chris, in his fit of rage, has ended up cleaning up the entire canopy. And it's, you know what though, it's actually, it's kind of a mixed blessing because I was raging out and wiping this Tamiya clear right out there. Now I had noticed before, like when I initially had done this canopy, there was a few areas that were not done very well. Like I had brushed the Tamiya on and left kind of funny little brush strokes on it. So it's actually kind of a good thing, I suppose, that I'm going through and clearing this stuff out, because I am going to do it better this time. So even I can mess up from time to time. Not all the time, but time to time. But anyway, for some of you out there who may be wondering, well, what the heck, how did you do this, Chris? How did you clean that canopy right off? Well, it's not completely clean. There's still little bits of red paint. Now, the thing is that when I first was playing with this, I had no primer on these sections, on the trim of the canopy. So when I go over this again, that's the wife calling me. When I go over these sections again, I'm going to lay down a primer layer anyway, before the gold. And yeah, so I'm just trying to get some of these little areas that are annoying me, because because I am going to go back in with the Tamiya, but I think I'm going to do the Tamiya after I finish the outside. And yeah, let's see here. All I'm doing to wipe this stuff off, and the Tamiya will come right off too, but all I'm using is isopropyl alcohol, 70%. That's all I'm using to clean this part off. And you know, is it going to work all the time, every situation, you know, for our painting needs? Probably not, but in this case it is working well, and I wanted something that wasn't going to fog the glass after I had used it. And so this is relatively safe stuff to use on little clear plastic bits. And after this, I think I'm going to stop, because I got to redo this whole canopy section now. And so that will be Lynx vlog episode 2, I believe. Cleaning, trying to get this canopy back to where it was. But anyway, it's what we do as we further our experiences with paints and other materials. You know, like the first time I've used, let's see, there's still some gunky poo in here. You know, the first time I've ever used Tamiya, it didn't work out. The first time I ever used liquid mask, it did work. Second time I use it, not as much. But that is okay. So I'm going to stop there for now. You can see the glass is, you know, relatively cleaned off again. It still has a nice sparkle to it. It's still nice and clear. We're going to properly do, I think we're going to mask it off again, spray the outside, varnish it, peel the mask. Yeah, or maybe I'll brush on the varnish. Maybe I'll peel the liquid mask. I don't know. Either way, I think what it was is the oils on my finger, it didn't allow the paint to sit on it properly. And because I had played with the canopy many times, you know, the model's been sitting for so long, I think that's what my issue was the oil. I hadn't considered that until it was time to peel that liquid mask, and that liquid mask pretty much just took that entire layer of paint right off. So stay tuned for part 2 of fixing this little muck up. But yeah, I will return, and I will be victorious. Victorious! So learn from my mistakes, people. Alright, I'll see you in the next part.